I was going to make a video talking about my very first experience playing The Last of Us on PC, along with an issue that I'm having with the game, which is that the game is just too fun and beautiful. I really do love how this game plays and how it feels on my computer, but some people are not having such a great time as I am. Now, as expected, day one release of a game that was never meant to go onto PC in the first place is gonna be rough, so it is expected to run into some issues. Granted, I had virtually zero issues in my entire playthrough so far, with no crashes happening, no lagging, no waiting for loading screens. Well, I mean, Bill T-posed his dominance over a zombie, but we don't gotta talk about that. When I saw the Steam page and how Tilo had mostly negative reviews, I was honestly shocked, and then decided to make this video, where I look at what people are saying is negative about the game and give my input on what they say, and I found the perfect one to start off of. Naughty Dog have discovered an incredible strategy here. It goes a little something like this. Step 1. Release a technological disaster of a game after drumming up hype and pre-orders. Step 2. Build shaders in the main menu to run up the clock. Step 3. Victim's refund window has almost expired by the time they get in-game and realize. Step 4. Profit. Hoping to see some big names adopting this strategy. After all, they clearly cared more about developing it than this port. While I understand the main complaint here is the slow speed in which shaders is downloaded and the poor optimization, you gotta understand that this is day one for a 10-year-old game being added onto PC. I would give Naughty Dog a break for that reason, since most of their staff are working on a multiplayer for The Last of Us Part 2, so they may not have the largest team working on this port. If you are crashing this many times for shaders to download and are stuck at loading screens, this is a computer issue, not a game issue. Now this one is a little long, but the gist of the review is saying that he dislikes the game and is giving a negative review because it is not a finished game and barely works, and how they could not have just released a finished game. I was expecting to see this kind of review in here in the first place, and this is just a personal opinion, but I don't think you can talk about a game feeling unfinished when it has been out for 10 years and the entire story plus the DLC is available to play, and even having some other features added in as well that weren't in the original. This just seems like another review being made from someone with this as a PC and expecting their CPU and GPU to work on everything. Sometimes all we can do is wait for updates. It's not pretty or fun, and I hate admitting that, but sometimes it's all we can do. Also, I don't think you can compare a rhythm game to this one, but okay then. Do not buy until the patch for optimization is released. Loading my 5800X3D at 100%, I have already compiled all shaders. Also, the game at 140 FPS looks like I have a lock at 60 Hz in the game. It is not smooth with such FPS. My dude, you played it for 0.1 hours and refunded the game after giving a negative review. I get people want to play the game at higher frames, but why go through the trouble of getting a refund instead of playing it at lower frames until they update it for optimization? This game runs like complete dog shit. After letting shaders compile with a 7900 XTX with an AMD 7950X CPU, the game is non-stop stuttering, on the latest drivers as well. If you plan on continuing to port games to PC, for the love of God, make sure they are playable. I hope they fix it because I was really looking forward to this one. But right now, day one, it is nothing more than a freaking total hot mess. This just happens to be another review that says because they have these specs, then it should absolutely work. Well, sometimes the requirements page is wrong. I was shown that you could run Star Citizen on a 1060, and I couldn't even get 2 frames out of the game. But I didn't complain about the game, I complained about my computer, because that was what the main issue was. Yeah, sometimes the game just won't work for some people. But some of these reviews, I am seeing people are having some high-end builds going for them, and they're telling others that the game is not playable. Well, I don't want people to sit down and think that they need to have some sort of monster PC in order to run this game, because you really don't. Well, I'm running the game on either high or medium graphics with my frames locked at 60, the all reliable, and I have had 0 issues as of thus far. These are my specs up on screen now, and my game has not crashed a single time or lagged during gameplay or cutscene. I hope that these people who make these negative reviews end up coming back and get their minds changed, Because what we gotta remember is that this is day one of a 10-year-old game in new territory. But if you are having a good time in game, and this is your first time playing, then I wish you luck. If you have any fixes for some bugs that have been found or ideas to help others, drop it in the comments below. This is Fire First, signing off. I have a lot of ammo anyways.